Welcome, and thank you for joining me for this integrated arts lesson. My name is Caitlin, and I'm here to show you how you can integrate art into your science classroom using a hands-on project. For this lesson, we will be exploring the elements of a watershed and human impact by creating individual sculptures made out of plastic. These individual sculptures that represent different parts of a watershed will then be collectively installed into an installation that the class can enjoy together. These sculptures will represent different parts of the watershed, such as the plants or fish that can be found there. They will be created individually, but can be installed as a collective in your hallway or classroom. This lesson was developed for 8th grade students, but can be adapted to any grade level. To create this lesson in your classroom, you will need the following supplies. We have tissue paper, different sizes of brushes, a pencil, scissors, glitter glue or glitter to embellish, string, hot glue and hot glue guns, paint markers or paint pens, a stapler, plastic bottles, paint, plate or something that can be used as a palette for your students, a thumbtack, and a jug of water for washing out brushes. Step 1. For our class, we chose to install the watershed in the hallway. The first step that they chose to do was to create a waterfall using the different plastic water bottles. To create the waterfall, students will connect various different plastic water bottles together. To do this, they will use a pin or a thumbtack and poke a hole in the bottom of each of the water bottles. A string can then be run through each water bottle from bottom to top, and the cap can be replaced to hold the string in place. This will be done for each of the water bottles on the waterfall strand. To reinforce the concept of the water cycle, our students also cut small pieces of plastic out of recycled bottles and used that to show rain or snowflakes. These were then attached with fishing line or string to the very top of our watershed. Step 2. Students will now begin to create various different creatures that are a part of their watershed, such as fish. Students will use the scissors to form the bottle into the shape of their fish. Students can use the pieces that they have cut out to form different parts of the fish, such as the fins or the eyes. Embellish the creatures with paint, glitter glue, or tissue paper, or really any material that the students choose to create their fish. After the students embellish their fish, staples will be used to enclose the form of the fin at the end. A string can also be run through the fish at the end so that it can be hung from the ceiling. Step 3. Students can create this step simultaneously as they're creating their creatures. This step will be to create the plant life of our watershed. Again, students will use scissors to cut their water bottles to create the form of their plant. Similar to the creatures, the students can use paint, tissue paper, or glitter glue to embellish their plant. Students, we can begin creating our creatures and our plants. Step 4. If you choose to install your pieces, you're going to go ahead at this point and check on the durability of the space that you choose to install them, checking on the materials that you might need in order to do that. For our installation, we used string, tacks, hot glue, and tape to place and hang all of our pieces into our watershed. Students, will you go ahead and share with us the pieces that you made today? Thank you for viewing our lesson on a watershed art installation. Here are a few examples of work that the students have created. We hope that these lessons will inspire you to use art in your classroom to increase student self-expression and engagement with learning. If you would like to download copies of this lesson plan or view other helpful resources, please visit our website at svmoa.org. You won't want to miss our other videos that integrate art into math, science, English, and social studies classes. This project is made possible by a grant from the U.S. Institute for Museum and Library Services and with additional support from Wendy and Alan Pesky.